glamorous, sparkly, bling, rich, royal. It's one of the most unlikely breakthroughs in the world of jewelry. In a tiny island nation, better known for its financial and technological advancements, a Singaporean metallurgist has done the impossible. He's created the world's first malleable purple gold, a feat unattainable by all alchemists since ancient times. Purple gold graces the hands and bodies of the rich and famous, like Sir Elton John and foreign dignitaries. Step into the glittery world of purple gold that's changing the luxury jewelry industry. Since ancient times, humans have been fascinated with the creation of gold. Alchemists around the world spent their lives hidden inside small rooms, filled with bubbling pots and chemicals in their quest to create gold. It was believed that an elusive philosopher's stone contained the secret recipe to turning common metal into precious gold, and many alchemists spent years of their lives searching for it.
Gold has been a very precious metal right from the beginning in the old days. The study of creating of gold starts from the old days where we don't know what's going on. And we start to put everything into the pot and hopefully gold can appear.
Then came the scientific revolution in the 19th century. Modern-day alchemists realized that gold creation was a form of scientific technology, not mythology. Fast forward to Singapore, a cosmopolitan and highly developed nation. The country aims to increase its research spending to $5 billion per annum by 2010, a strategy that has seen it transforming itself from a financial hub into an emerging leader in the cutting-edge R&D industry. Better known as a technologically advanced country, few would associate this tiny island nation with innovations in luxury items such as jewelry. However, Singapore was the first country in the world to create 19-carat purple gold. Composed of 80% pure gold and 20% aluminium and other metals, it became a major hit when first launched in 2003. Purple gold is now creating waves across Singapore, South Korea, Russia, the Middle East and the UK. This crown jewel is now sold commercially as a novelty, attracting the world of socialites and dignitaries. At a recent jewelry fashion show, Keen Ng, the assistant director of branding with a leading jeweler in town, got busy putting on a jewelry show that showcased the latest, newest range of jewelry, among them the exclusive purple gold.
Tonight's event, you see very much a high society event. You see a lot of the who's who in Singapore and around the region coming together, and we thought that it is actually a very good opportunity for us to showcase purple gold. We have actually Hollywood celebrities that visited places in the Middle East, and they patronize some of these jewelers that carry purple gold. When Elton John had a concert in Dubai, and he actually ended up buying a piece for himself.
Retailing at a price higher than conventional gold due to its highly complex production process, purple gold now makes up to 30% of worldwide sales for the Singapore jeweler. The product is a bestseller in Dubai, which makes up 30% of international sales. Ko Li Hui, the executive director with Aspial Corporation Limited, is the driving force behind Purple Gold's successful commercialization. As the head of the jeweler's R&D team, she's the person responsible for bringing Purple Gold to the international platform.
I think purple is a color for many as a royal color. I read that in Egypt 3,000 years back in the tombs they decorated with shades of gold from red to purple. In other countries, for example in United States, in Japan as well, there is purple gold. The fact is that they are not able to commercialize it as we are able to.
In the mysterious world of metallurgy, it's well known that when aluminium is mixed with gold, the colour purple is achieved. However, though alloying additions generally increase strength and hardness, aluminium reduces the chemical compound's ductility, making it impossible to be shaped into jewellery. And this has resulted in a worldwide failure to produce commercially successful purple gold jewellery. When gold and aluminium are alloyed into a certain fixed ratio, they form a gold intermetallic compound with the chemical formula AuAl2. That is 1 atom of gold to 2 atoms of aluminium. This compound has an attractive purple colour.
When gold is on its own, it gives you a bright yellow color. But when you start to mix another material, such as aluminium, you actually see a purple gold color. It's actually a matter of manipulating, in fact, now the material structure. At the end of the day, give you the color you desire.
All intermetallic compounds tend to be very brittle. They cannot be easily worked by conventional metal working processes. If one attempted to roll or hammer a piece of purple gold, it would shatter into pieces. Natural metals such as gold come with their own stable and perfect atomic formation. When additional metals like aluminium are forced into this formation, the conflicts between the atoms cause the new intermetallic compound to become extremely brittle. The other challenge is achieving an untarnished form, as purple gold is known to be easily tarnished. Throughout the centuries, where others have failed, one scientist in Singapore has made history. He successfully created the world's first malleable purple gold, revolutionizing the world of jewelry. Coming up, meet the man behind purple gold, who shows us the daunting journey before his success, a combination of 20 years of dreams, intensive labor, and the vision of one lonely scientist. Singapore Polytechnic, a leading institute of technology in Singapore. 65-year-old Mr. Lo Peng Chum has been creating jewellery marvels in the modest lab here for the last 25 years. A famous metallurgist who's done numerous consultation projects for major shipyards, he's best known as the scientist who created the world's first purple gold. Mr. Lo's lifelong affair with metallurgy started in the 70s. While working as a welding expert in major shipyards around the world, he saw the infinite potential and possible applications embedded in the metals. Mr. Lo started brewing the idea of creating purple gold in 1976, when his lecturer at the University of Wisconsin challenged him to find a way to stabilize purple gold, an aluminium gold material known to be very brittle. However, it was only in 1998 when he finally devoted all his focus on getting it right. His vision was to create purple gold strong enough to be shaped into any form of jewellery. This would be a breakthrough in the global metallurgy world, as nobody before him had succeeded in doing so.
This phase diagram tells you that it's an intermetallic compound. It's a compound. And not only that, this compound is so-called ionic compound. Any ionic compounds is known by any metallurgist as to be very brittle and very hard.
Throughout the 80s and 90s, Mr. Lo couldn't find anyone who could create a commercially viable purple gold.
After I returned, as I travel along, I'm looking around, whether in a jewelry shop or whatever, whether there's any purple gold. But surprisingly, I found nothing.
He became determined to find out if he could create this mysterious gold aluminium and reduce its porosity so that it could be turned into malleable jewellery pieces. To make gold purple, Mr. Lo had to mix aluminium and gold. He learned that the compound is the hardest, with a mix of 78.5% gold and 22.5% aluminium. But getting the right mix to a malleable purple gold proved to be highly complex. Each combination creates a different outcome in the alloy. Mr. Lo pored over many textbooks in order to achieve the perfect formula. The creation of purple gold was fraught with difficulties. Besides creating the perfect mix, Professor Low next had to perfect the firing process in order to achieve the purple colour. He started experimenting with simple firing techniques, using a blowtorch to melt the gold aluminium alloy. But this method didn't give him the purple colour he sought. Mr. Low was forced to change his strategy. Different temperatures produce different results. The intermetallic compound turns into different colours depending on the heat. Mr. Low needed a furnace that could melt the gold alloy and provide the right heat to create the desired colour. In 1998, Mr. Low and his students made their own furnace. This first-generation furnace could be fired up to 5,000 degrees Celsius, the right heat for combining the two metals seamlessly and creating the colour purple. Even with the right firing process and equipment, Mr. Low still had to reduce the porosity and improve the toughness of the metal.
I was thinking I was quite happy. It did form some purple gold. But then, as I said, the same thing happens. It's very brittle, it's very porous.
Retracing his steps, Mr. Low had to find the perfect purple-gold mix that could be shaped into jewellery pieces. He decided to mix other metals into the gold aluminium alloy to improve its toughness. First, he tried silicon. Then he used cobalt, a hard metal that is used in the preparation of magnetic, wear-resistant, high-strength alloys. Manganese, another metal that would harden purple gold, was also used. None of his experiments worked. And then one metal came to his mind, palladium, which has a tarnish and heat-resistant property. To achieve the perfect mix, Mr. Low spent many sleepless nights trying out different formulas. He spent 19 hours and more each day in the lab. While others rested, he continued to work 7 days a week. It was this sheer dedication that led to his breakthrough in the creation of purple gold.
Those are involved in R&D work. If they have a passion, they have to work hard. There's no shortcut. This very often. I came to the lab 4 or 5 a.m. is very common.
Then one day, like many others before, he opened the furnace to check on the alloy. Only this time, he saw the desired purple colour. And when tested, it had the right malleability. Success at last. All his hard work had finally paid off. However, his joy was short-lived when he realised the purple gold he'd created, an 18-carat purple gold, had already been patented by a Japanese scientist in 1987.
So that caused us a great disappointment. So what am I going to do now? I was thinking, why not? Forget it. Instead of getting an 18-carat, why not we try a 19-carat?
Now he had to start over once more. His challenge, getting the perfect mix again. This time, the right mix for 19-carat purple gold was 80% gold and 20% other metals. However, with more gold added to the mixture, the colour changed drastically. Mr. Low had to change his methodology to get the desired result. Not only was Mr. Low's work painstaking, it came with risks. A fatal miscalculation caused the furnace to explode, injuring his shoulder and torso.
Unfortunately, the crucible at the time was contaminated. That causes a major explosion. Actually, I got my back scalded, just burned. Including the shirt was actually burned everywhere, all parts. So there was quite a nasty explosion.
In 1999, 1.5 years after the creation of the 18-carat purple gold, Mr. Low's 20-year-old dream was finally fulfilled. Right here, in this very lab, the world's first strong and stable 19-carat purple gold was ready to be made into fine jewellery pieces. What Mr. Low didn't know back then was that his creation would become a successful commercial product, revolutionising how gold is perceived by jewellery lovers around the world. In 2000, Mr. Low Peng Chum became the patent holder of the world's first 19-carat purple gold. By the end of 2000, purple gold was officially sold to Aspial Corporation Limited. The company became the first in the world to produce and distribute 19-carat purple gold. Mr. Low's tenacity is the key to his success over other purple gold creators. His winning formula is his obsession and dedication to his work. By investing all his energy, time and personal finances into the project, he was able to create a breakthrough in the history of jewellery. After the break, purple gold goes through another rite of passage before it can be worn by jewellery lovers all over the world. The journey has been tough, but it doesn't stop there. The commercialization process of purple gold came with its very own set of obstacles. Aspial Corporation Limited, a jeweller founded 30 years ago in Singapore, was the first company that spotted the potential of purple gold. However, this faith turned out to be a costly affair, as the jeweller spent millions of dollars perfecting the technology before purple gold could see the light of day.
Throughout the many years that purple gold has existed, no one has actually been able to mass produce purple gold. Hence, I was very skeptical about purple gold. I met Mr. Low, that was in year 2000. He showed me the purple gold nugget. The whole nugget itself from the outside looks greyish. It was nothing fantastic, and when he showed me the broken nugget, I fell in love with that metallic purple color. It was a purple that I've never seen before.
In December 2000, Aspial Corporation became the first and only distributor with marketing rights to purple gold. However, from 2001 to 2005, Li Hui learnt the hard way that mass production of purple gold would be extremely difficult. Despite using the same process each time, they could not produce consistent yields. The success rate fluctuated so drastically, the process became costly and tedious. From 2001 to 2002, the yield of purple gold was a meagre 5%. Out of 100 pieces of purple gold produced, only 5 pieces would eventually make it to the jeweller's retail stores. On top of that, seemingly good pieces would come out pitted after burnishing. This caused further setbacks to the commercialization of purple gold. By 2003, the team was racing against time to improve its production. The yield increased slightly from 20% to 30%. The dismal results caused Li Hui and her team tremendous stress and losses. Li Hui had to face harsh blame from the company's board of directors. She wondered how much longer she would have to wait before the investment could break even. Finally, in 2006, after 2 years of trial and error and a whopping price tag of $1.5 million, Li Hui, at long last, could heave a sigh of relief. The company was now beginning to see the desired yields.
Right now, our yield is about 50 to 60%, and that means 50 to 60% of what we make will reach our retail stores in good quality. And right now, the company is making profits from purple gold. I feel very proud that at last, purple gold has paid off.
Over the years, the casting process went through numerous evolutions to suit purple gold's unpredictable temperament. Ensuring a smooth, hole-free casting requires careful attention to a plethora of details. Every aspect of the complex procedure has to be done just right, as even slight deviations can add up to complete disaster.
For white gold casting, you can achieve a yield about 90% yield casting yield. But for purple gold, as of today, we are achieving about 50 to 60% casting yield. Because of the complicated process, parameters, and modification to the machine, it becomes a precious metal.
Next, onto the craftsman workshop as the purple gold pieces are burnished, fired, soldered and mounted into the jewellery sets before being sent off to various stores worldwide. The evolution of purple gold is now creating waves across the jewellery industry. Aspial sales hit $7 million in 2007, a significant figure for a relatively new product on the Singapore market. Back in the R&D lab, Yang Lo, Mr. Lo's daughter, furthers her father's work by designing, patenting and marketing his newer inventions. She provides some insight into the life of her father.
He's frequently, defying the conventional opinions of people, and he will never accept anything that anyone tells him to do unless he does it himself.
Mr. Low believes in constantly challenging conventional ideas in order to break new grounds. To him, strict rules and regulations should be broken when necessary. After the success of purple gold, Mr. Low's next rebellious achievement was the invention of gold titanium, a feat widely thought to be impossible. Gold and titanium are two opposing metals like yin and yang. While gold is soft and heavy, titanium is light and strong. To make them fuse seamlessly, Mr. Low invented a diffusion bonding technique that bonds the two vastly different materials in an airless, high-temperature environment. In diffusion bonding, the two metals are fused only at the interface. Atoms from gold are forced to migrate to the titanium interface to form a permanent bond. With the same technique, he has since created multi-layered gold, stainless steel silver and titanium silver, a new range of jewellery marvels ready to take the global market by storm. Mr. Low is not one to rest on his laurels. He continues to push boundaries and limitations using various techniques. He has since created Hamilton green gold and black gold. Hamilton green gold is an alloy mix consisting of gold, silver, zinc, chromium and a bit of copper. These substances are slowly melted at a high temperature in an open plate, then cooled down to reveal the final colour. Next, black gold can be created by alloying iron and cobalt and melting them at an extreme heat. The oxidation in the process causes the alloy to turn black.
It's a novelty that we are selling. We intend to revamp completely this perception of how materials should be seen in aesthetic applications.
We have got to be very innovative in something that we are very strong at. Innovation in materials, creative in materials, combined with the design, so that will put us on top of the world market.
But whatever the colour, it all started with a touch of purple. In the competitive world of designer jewellery, the success of purple gold has proven that when it comes to innovative technologies, everything that glitters can be gold.